Terrific shot. Placed it beautifully.
Can't want them better placed than that.
Over the bowler's head, lifted down the ground for 4.
Fairly safe shot for Richie Richardson. The field fairly well up and not all that straight. A little bit of room between mid-off and mid-on there. He's comfortably cleared the bowler's head and well away from Alan Border. That was an intentional shot. He was looking to come forward.
That's a glorious shot. Certainly brought the crowd alive here.
Very exciting player, Richie Richardson. He likes to play his shots. You can't afford to give him too much room in the form that he's in at the moment. Merv Hughes over pitching, giving him a bit of width, and that's probably his favourite shot, a square drive.
Oh, that's another glorious shot. Richardson really is in tremendous form at the present time, and that's his favourite shot.
Richie Richardson and Desmond Haynes, the two form batsmen of the West Indian side at the moment. A lot rests on them in this performance, this partnership of theirs here today. When you hit them as well as that, there's no need to run.
That's gone. Windy threw his hands in the air in anticipation of a fielder being underneath it, but it was way over Merv Hughes' head.
Merv Hughes actually started to move in when the ball was hit in his direction, but in the end, cleared his head comfortably.
Well, that's punished as well. Richardson in tremendous form. Yet another 4, and the West Indies are now 1 for 60. Timed that very sweetly. Long chase here for Matthews, and this outfield is extremely fast. Correction, it's Jones out there, but they have time for 3. Almost every ball now bringing a run for the West Indies.
One of the longest corners of the ground there, and the ball just keeps running away from you.
Well, the crowd is enjoying this. There's an extra cover drive here by Richie Richardson, which sort of punishes to get to the boundary, and Alan Border was after it, but just couldn't make it. And the crowd is back in their feet again. It's quite an interesting afternoon here. I don't think people realize the West Indies will come out with such vengeance.
Beautiful shot to bring up the half century and the century for West Indies.
Point. That was beautifully placed. It's a lovely square drive because he's hitting against the spin. That's a brilliant stroke. Everything there, good footwork, nice swing of the bat, and good judgment as well.
You'd never believe that this Richie Richardson, the same batsman who struggled at the beginning of his career with spin bowling.
That'll be 4, but still a risky shot.
Coming around the wicket, Matthews opens up the angle for the right-hand batsman. If he strays too much outside off stump. It gives him pretty well a free hit.
No one at long on, and that'll be 6.
Greg Matthews came under some fairly harsh treatment from Richie Richardson, Gordon and Greenwich in Jamaica. Richie Richardson deciding that he had to go. Disappeared not only over the infield, over the boundary ropes as well.
Sore finger there for Jeffrey Marsh, but he has saved a couple.
Richie Richardson timing the ball pretty well. Hasn't mishit too many at all, even though he tends to slice his offside drives. It's an enormous amount of power in it. Jeffrey Marsh managed to take a lot of the steam off it, but at the expense of the hand.
4. One for 155. Chase for Whitney, and no chance.
The crowd are really enjoying their cricket. They're enjoying the batting from Richardson and Haynes. Enjoying the fact that there's plenty of action for them to watch in this late afternoon. Fairly straight, but not too full, but Richie Richardson is in such form.
And that takes the partnership now to 167, equaling Haynes and Richardson's record at the Adelaide Oval in 88-89 against Australia. And they break their record with a magnificent square drive from Richie Richardson as he races towards his century.
Just the 2 takes him to 98. If ever a man deserved 100 for entertainment, it's Richie Richardson today. That was a super knock. Wonderful innings.
He'll be a lot richer when the crowd disperses. The Guyanese currency may have been devalued frequently of late, but it will be a lot of currency that he'll have. It has been an outstanding innings by Richie Richardson. His 12th Test century, his 7th against Australia, his 2nd in successive innings, his 3rd on the ground, and quite probably the best he's ever played.
Wednesday.
This morning, before play started, the sign writer was busy working on the honour roll here at the Georgetown Cricket Club in the pavilion, the top section, writing in the name of Richie Richardson for the century that he scored yesterday, writing in 1991 there. 3rd time that Richie's name's appeared on that list. All players who have scored a century at this ground in a test match go on the honour roll.
And of course he's starting from fresh. He's got 114 on the board, so he's starting all over again. Not to say that he was looking in any way tired or stale yesterday afternoon. It looked as if he could have gone on blazing for the rest of the afternoon yesterday, for the whole of the night. He's got it through. The outfield is very fast, but that's a long boundary out there, down in that corner. And Dean Jones, the fielder. We've gone for 3. And that's gets through. That's a lovely shot by Richardson, the kind we saw so often yesterday. So his first boundary.
It illustrates very well the problem that the Australian bowlers have got at the moment. Whenever they overpitch or just give the batsman a little bit too much width, these two have been in such good form. They're very quickly onto the loose ball. Timing and placement is excellent. I think that's the biggest difference that the Australians would have found, particularly yesterday, between bowling to the West Indian side and, say, an England team.
Found the gap, and even though it's a long boundary, that's 4 runs. Richardson really in punishing form. Wasn't that bad a ball, but he went through that well-populated offside field.
It just illustrates 2 points there, just how small the margin for error is for the bowler. It wasn't much shorter or much different from the ball before. But then also emphasises just how good Richie Richardson and Desmond Haynes are at putting the bad ball away.
Well, that certainly has stung Jeff Marsh, gone through him in the gully. Already travelled away for 4.
Beautifully timed.
And 2 men on the boundary, one at squarish point, the other at third man. Neither could get that. That is the shot of the class player we know Richardson to be. That's the traditional treatment for the half volley. There were a lot of half volleys around yesterday, and they were straight half volleys as well. Today, the bowling hasn't been quite so full, but Hughes has trained his best again. 1 for 285. Well, there is a man out at deep point, right on the boundary. Geoffrey Marsh, and he was unable to stop it. Once again, over-pitched from Hughes.
For Marsh's football skills not really paying off here.
Well, it's great entertainment, but not particularly great bowling. 1 for 307.
Really, I think that's the shot that the batsmen have got to employ, with Alan Border coming over the wicket. Make that 178, and he now equals Clive Lloyd's score here at this ground in 1972-3 against Australia. 178. Tremendous shot. Him up level with Terry Jarvis, who made 182 at this ground for New Zealand in 71-72.
That's out. Richardson goes, leg before. So Richardson's long and thrilling innings ended by McDermott in the first over after lunch. Leg before for 182.
Ball cutting back a little bit there. And finding Richie Richardson plumb in front. Still, he hasn't made a double test 100. But it was a magnificent innings, his 12th century. And young lady was absolutely thrilled by it.